Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, don't forget hit that subscribe button and turn them notifications on. Back today with another video. It's been a while since I posted, I think it's been about 2 weeks. Been busy doing other things, not really had the time to record. Back today, gonna be doing a bit of work on the forager behind me here. Got a belt to change on that, but before we get into that, just a little update of what we've got going on around here at the moment. Had a TB test last week. I was gonna record that, but I've not quite got the gist really of recording when we're busy, so I didn't actually have time, but that went all clear, so that's really good. We're clear with TB now for another 12 months. Also, we've got all the grassland work done with the grazing fields and the silage fields. So the silage fields now won't be touched until we are silaging, which will be around about 3 weeks' time. So now it's a case of getting all the silage machinery ready. So that's what we're on today. Got the Pottinger X6 sat behind me here today. Just a little job today. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the job we've got planned or go through the whole machine and get that ready. Probably go through the whole machine and get it ready. So we'll just come around the back of here. Okay, so we've got the main drive belt in the back of the forager here. This drives the flywheel, which obviously cuts and blows the grass up the chute and into the trailers. Comes off the main drive there. Actually, this is like the main drive belt on the machine. The reason we're changing it, at a look of it now, it doesn't look too bad. But what we think is happening, we had a little bit of trouble with this forager last year. We had a lot of blockages in the chute. Now, initially we thought that the problem was the chutes on these foragers. They get rough, and once they get rough, the grass tends to clog a little bit, and it will block up from just a little bit of rough on the spout. Now, we've checked the whole line into the spout, and there is nothing wrong with that. If we just have a look up there, you can't really see, get it up into the light. So if we just have a look, there's the spout. In the top there, it does look a little bit rusty now, but once there's been a couple of trailers of grass through there, that shines up nicely. There is nothing wrong with the lining in there. So our second point is here, and what we think is happening is when the grass is surging into the machine, the belt's slipping, and it's just not giving enough blow to get it up the chute. So today's video, I'm going to be taking this off. I haven't actually got another belt with me yet. I've got to take this in to find the size out. So we're going to take that off and possibly run around this with the grease gun, get all the other stuff sorted, and then it's just getting the belt back on. If not, I've got the blades to change on the mower, so I might do that this afternoon, but we might as well go and get some spanners. I think it is just a case of undoing the jockey wheel here, getting that to drop down, and then it should just come straight off. It's going to be a little bit of a pain because it's one of these, you know, 4-in-1 belts, but we'll get there. We'll go and grab some tools and come back around. Right, so I'm not too sure how this tensioner pulley works. What I think, I might be wrong, but if I undo this nut, I've undone this one, undo this nut here, which will loosen this spring right the way down to this point. And then on the back of here, you can't really see, but just inside of there, there's another nut. Then what I'm hoping to do is unwind that nut, then wind that nut back up, which is going to force this lever, or this piece, across that way, which is then going to pull this jockey wheel down and hopefully take all the tension off the belt. Now I'm hoping that'll work. If not, then it might be a call to the local dealer to let them have a go, but hopefully I'll be able to get it out. We'll do a little bit more winding and see if we get anywhere. There's not a lot of room in here, so this could well just take a little bit of time, and it's best to do it now than when we're in the middle of a field if we get any more trouble with it. So, you know, I can spend 3 hours doing this now, it doesn't really matter. So we'll unwind this all the way. There goes my torch. We'll unwind this all the way and we will catch up then. If I just wind this, you should be able to see that pulley's dropping, and by that the belt's losing tension. I'm going to undo this all the way because it'll make it a lot easier to get this one off and get the new one on. I've just got to remember where to go to get it back tight. So we'll finish winding this off. Back on. Right, so I don't know if you can see me. It's just a case now of taking this belt off of these pulleys. So now I've took all the tension off, it'll just slide out nicely. And then hopefully, without any trouble, out comes the belt. And there we are. We'll have a look at that on the floor in a minute and we'll take it out into a bit of light. It does look a little bit worse for wear, so yeah, there we go. There we are. There's the belt out, and we'll just having a quick look at it here. You can see it's starting to perish, and this is a sign of a knackered belt. The rope is starting to come out. If I just pull that a little bit, well, yeah, as you can see, I've just pulled that out a bit. This belt is probably about a season away from, well, look at that. The top's coming away from the bottom. This belt has definitely seen better days. So now it's a case of running this in to wherever and getting a new belt ordered. So, yeah. Right, seeing as we've got to wait for a belt on the Forager, we may as well finish the preparations of that off in the next video. So for the rest of the days, we're going to be getting the mower ready. This is a Kun FC303 GL, as you can see there. We've had this mower for 4 or 5 years, bought it second hand. It's a brilliant mower, 10 foot cut, obviously trailed mower, as you can see. All I'm going to be doing today with this, there's not a lot of maintenance really with a mower. That, as you can see, when you take that guard up, there's really nothing to them. All I'm going to be doing, getting down there, the blades need changing, they're knackered from last year. So we'll change the blades, and then it's just a quick job of greasing up. There's not an awful lot of grease nipples on this, nothing compared to the Forager. So it's quite a quick job really. Hopefully get this done in an hour and a half. And then the mower will be ready for silage. Well, I know one thing for sure. I am definitely glad that I did not choose to go and do some fencing today and chose to stay here and do some mechanicking, because yeah, that weather's a bit rough. So on this mower, the same as any mower like this, I think, you have left and right blades. So as you will see, the tray spins that way. As you can see, this one is turning clockwise, and then this one is turning anti-clockwise. So there we go. So basically, I've got to make sure I put the right blades on the right one. So you got your lefts and your rights. Now on these blades here, as you'll see, probably, we have an arrow. So that blade goes on that dish there. So as you can see, we'll just do a comparison between one of the old and new ones. They are definitely worn out. You get a much better cut with these, so let's start taking them off. We'll try and get it undone with a ratchet first. If it'll come like that, it's a lot easier. Right, it's not going to come like that. So we'll get our bar. There we go. Let's crack that one. I'll do that one whilst we're on. And the other one done as well. Now, it's a case of getting our ratchet again. Undoing that. Okay, so now I've undone it, I'll undo this nut most of the way. Once I've done the nut, I'll grab my hammer wherever that's gone to. Oh, there it is, look, right under me. So now I'm going to tap on top of the nut there. They get seized up in the holders, so it's best to tap it with a nut on, because you won't knacker the top of the threaded pin. If you hit the pin, you might knacker the threads, so we'll just undo that now. Then there's a hole underneath, line the hole up, and then just wriggle the blade. Pin drops out, and the nut drops out. So we'll take that out now, and grab a blade. Now looking, if we look, as you can see, the arrows are pointing the wrong way, so I've got one out the wrong box. Now this box, other one up there, and there we go. See, arrows are both pointing the right way, so put that back under. What I always tend to do is, with the nut before, I just make sure it goes through. It's a lot easier to do it with it out than when you got it in here, so put the stud up underneath. Then, oh, well, actually, then as you'll see, these pins have got a bit of a square bit on. That basically goes into that holder there, because it's square, and that's what holds the pin when you're tightening it up. And just put that into place. To go on. That's on there. And we'll just bind that on as much as we can with our fingers. And then just tighten it up enough now without moving anything. There we are, that's all it is. It's the same routine with every one. You've got to have the bar in the end over there, otherwise, as you saw, it will all just spin. So you've got to have that bar there. Other than that, it's pretty simple. So we might as well, how many's left to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 blades left to change. That's not going to take an awful amount of time. The trickiest part was I had one on that far hanger there. The nut was broken. Well, it wasn't broken, it was rounded off. So I had to get a slightly smaller socket and smack that on and take it off. But we've sorted that now. So we'll finish these off and then get the mower greased up. And we have the same issue on this end here. This nut seems to decide to have rounded itself off, so I've got myself a bit smaller a socket, so let's sort the problem. Put that on there and find where it's pretty much sitting true. Then smack that on there. Now that's rock tight on there. That's not gonna slip off there. Then we get our bar. This is quite awkward to do one-handed, but we'll have a go at it. Okay, and then we'll just put our bar through on that end. It seems to be wanting to be a pain in the arse. Right. That's tight, that one is. There we go. And now we get our socket. Ratchet, sorry, not socket. We've got a socket on there. And before I take that off, it's going to go through and do it the rest of the way. That. Right, now we need to move our bar again. Push that out. Drop it on the floor. And then back to the troublesome. It's always the way, isn't it? There's always, nothing's ever quite as straightforward as you'd like it to be. And there's the last one out. That. Well, I hope it was that one that was rounded off. And there we go. So we'll do the same as before with the other ones and get done. Here we are. There's all the blades put on. Now it's just the case of going along and tightening them all up. Last one to tighten up now. Got bar in the end. It's always important to make sure the socket goes on square and all the way, because otherwise you end up pulling them off. You can end up rounding the nuts off that way as well. So just get this one done. There we go. They're going to be like, they've got to be pretty tight, but not overly. You know, they've still got to be able to be undone. There we are. Now it's time to grease it up. And there we go, there's the job done. Just been around with the grease gun and greased all the pivoting points up and all the bearings up. So that's the job done. Still got to drop the tray back down and, well, put all the tools away. But that's all. Yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video. I will follow up the belt replacement in the next video. I'll do a video just on that. But until then, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.